Hello everyone. The Lord be with you. I light a light in the name of God the Father, who made all things and breathes his life into the universe. I light a light in the name of God the Son, who came to share our life and to lead us back to the Father. I light a light in the name of God the Holy Spirit, God's life in everything living, God's strength helping us to grow into his likeness. We light three lights for the Trinity of love: God above us, God beside us, God beneath us, God the beginning and the end, always with us. Last Sunday we remembered St. Peter and St. Paul, and next Sunday, when we're actually back in church, we're going to be remembering our own St. Thomas, the saint who gave his name both to our church and to our school. Peter was one of the very first to realise that Jesus was God's Son and the promised King Israel had been waiting for. Story goes, "Who do you say, does the crowd say that I am?" Jesus asked his 12 friends one day. "Well, some say you're John the Baptist, come back to life. And others say you're Elijah or one of the prophets," they answered. "What about you?" said Jesus. "Who do you think that I am?" Well, they were a bit quiet for a moment. And then Peter spoke. And he spoke for them all, really. He was sure. "You are the promised King, the Son of the living God." Jesus was pleased with Peter's answer. Now he could tell his friends about some of the things that were going to happen, because he had to prepare them. This was the beginning of the journey that would lead to Good Friday and Easter. What about Thomas, you might say? Well, on another occasion, Jesus was out teaching, and the message came that his friend Lazarus was very badly ill. "Oh, we must go to him," said Jesus. But there was only one catch. "Hang on," said Thomas. "Us go down there to Bethany, where Lazarus lives. That's near Jerusalem. Last time we were there, they tried to stone us. You want to go back?" "We're going back," said Jesus. Well, Thomas saw there was nothing to be done about it. "Well," they said, "if you're determined, we better go with you. If you're going to die, we better get killed as well. We're going to stick with you, come what may." And then, of course, Paul. Well, Paul was just one of the greatest teachers about Jesus the world has ever had. He wrote quite a lot of the New Testament. He came up with a lot of our ideas and understandings about Jesus. He went to many new cities and told them about God and God's love. So all three of these are really special people. But they're famous for other things as well. I think I was telling you last week that Paul could be very bossy. And there was that rather nasty argument with Barnabas and Mark. So Paul wasn't perfect by any means. What about Peter? What do you remember about Peter that he did? On the way to the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus tried to warn his friends what would happen. In just a few hours, he said, you'll all run away and leave me. I'll never leave you, said Peter. But Jesus said, before the cock crows at dawn, you'll say 3 times that you've never even seen me before. I'd rather die first, said Peter. And everybody else agreed. Well, as we know, Jesus was arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane. His enemies took him away to the governor's palace. The soldiers took Jesus away, and Peter followed at a safe distance. There was a fire in the centre of the courtyard. The guards were standing round it. Peter joined them. A servant girl walked past and saw him. You were with Jesus of Nazareth, she said. Peter denied it. No, I wasn't, he said. Never seen him before. Nothing to do with me. And he moved away. But the girl wasn't to be put off. Yeah, this chap, he was one of Jesus' followers as well. No, you're wrong. I'm not, said Peter. A little while later, someone heard Peter's North Country accent. You've come from Galilee, he said. You must know Jesus. I swear I've never met him, Peter answered. Never seen him before in my life. And just then, the cock crowed, and Peter remembered what Jesus had said. And he broke down and cried. And then, of course, there's Thomas. Do you remember what's special about our own Thomas, our own special saint? What he's most famous for? Thomas wasn't with the others the first night that Jesus came back from the dead and stood among them. And when they told him afterwards, he refused to believe their story. "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands and touch the wound in his side where the spear went in," Thomas said, "I just won't believe he's alive." A week later, they were all together again in the meeting room. All the doors were locked because everyone was frightened that they might get arrested as well. Suddenly, despite all the doors being locked, Jesus was there in the room. And he went over to Thomas. Thomas. He held out his hands. "Look at the nail marks in my hands," he said to him. "Touch the sword wound, the spear wound in my side. Stop doubting. Believe. I'm risen." Thomas didn't need to touch or look. All his doubts had gone. "My Lord and my God," he said. Well, most of us aren't superheroes. We're not incredibly brave, incredibly clever. I'm certainly not. Sometimes we get frightened like Peter. Sometimes we don't understand, or we find things hard to believe like Thomas. And like Paul, we all have our faults. We're not perfect. Though I have to say, if any of us can be half as good as Paul, we'll be doing pretty well. Jesus sends the Holy Spirit to help us to be the sort of people he really wants us to be, to follow the way he showed us. He knows we're not perfect. He knows we'll get things wrong. But he wants us to try, because then the Holy Spirit can help us. The Holy Spirit is always there helping us to follow Jesus. The only thing that can stop the Spirit is either if we don't try, or if we say we don't need help. If we don't want the Spirit to help us, if we're not even prepared to give it a try, then there's nothing that God can do. But provided we're willing to try, provided we're willing to do our best, God's always ready to try and help. God's always ready to help us, to show us what to do, and to give us the strength and the courage to do it. Let's pray. Father God, thank you for the examples of Peter and Paul and Thomas. Help us to be ready to hear Jesus' call, to follow him, and to live the way he showed us. Forgive us when we get things wrong, or are frightened, or don't understand. May we always trust you and your constant love for all of us. Amen. We'll say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. May the Lord bless us. May he keep us from all evil, and bring us to eternal life. Amen.